Hola.
Welcome back, everybody, to Late Night Snack. We are here with your favorite topic of the week, American Horror Story. We are here to discuss American Horror Story Season 10 Double Feature Part 1 Red Tide Episode 5 Gaslight.
Yes.
Yep.
Whew. I'm happy we're done with the season because it's a mouthful.
Yeah.
Let's say hi to everybody, or no,
Hi,
introduce first.
everybody.
Hi, everybody.
I'm your host,
Hi.
Allison, along with the beautiful Dewanda. This way. The elusive Lady Di. And the purple that guy.
I had to run from the shower to get here. Y'all don't want to see my hair right now.
Hey, I just got out of the shower too. So
I'll be back in live in person next week, I promise.
All right,
So
yeah.
let's see who we have in the comments. We have White Bear Productions.
Bear.
Debbie,
Yep,
Evie, the
Debbie.
baby, our heart, our soul, the wit of this group.
All right, we have
Clay
Clay
Hoffman.
Hoffman.
Frankie Hoffman.
Frankie.
Oh,
Yep.
you guys related?
No.
this is very
They are
common.
not.
Maureen.
Maureen is here.
Hey, Maureen, welcome.
Where do we know another Maureen?
Blaze.
Blaze is here.
Ladies, welcome
David
back.
Henry is back.
David Henry. And what does it say? Heavy episode. Yes, you are right.
Yes.
Into that.
Alfie's in the
Afro,
house.
Alfie.
Alfie's in the house.
One person.
All right, Julie Green is back.
Julie. And B.
B is in the house, of course.
Mwah.
Adam.
And Adam is in the house. And I believe that is it. For
So
now.
Debs is just getting the notification now, she's saying. So it's like lagging, YouTube.
Mhm.
We were perfectly on time.
We were
We
this
were,
time.
actually.
All right.
Surprise.
So let's do our 2-minute rants. Who wants to start? I'll go at the end.
Well, actually, we need to have that guy start because he's got to do the recap.
Recap. How many of you guys took a shower after this episode?
More like a Valium.
So basically, the episode was really focused on, again, the pill and through Muse and what's the one driving factor that's going to end all be all to take the pill. We had two sides of it. We had Karen's side and we had Lily Rab's side, and that little bitch fucking manipulates Lily Rab all episode to eating on little bitch,
Gaslight.
eating his blood and whatever the fuck his name was. And
Eli.
Can you just start about how fucked up the very first scene was when she was having the baby?
Yep.
Oh, I thought actually filmed really cool. Actually, that whole birthing scene was really cool. It got gross when they started showing the little Alma feeding on the little baby. Anyway, but what we had
squeezing out the hemorrhaged blood.
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah, that was pretty
That was some sick
let's
shit.
do that first.
Technically, Daddy was the first one to drink baby's blood.
So that's what the episode was about. The two sides, Karen's side and Doris's side, on what would be the end all be all to take the pill and what would happen. We don't quite know what really the effect for Karen was. We assumed that she got Muse on the good way or whatever. She was inspired. She was but she still held to her guns. So we'll talk about her at the end. But Doris, as we predicted, she became a pale one. In fact, Debbie, she found the picture of her from freeze frame from the trailer. So we are
Get a little close to the mic, Mike.
kind of spoiled for that. But so
Mike.
side, the little bitch.
We can't hear you, baby.
We can barely hear you. Move closer to the mic.
Ooh, where'd it go?
That or speak up.
Speak up.
I don't have my headphones on. Let me put my headphones on. Guys, talk about Doris for a minute.
Okay, so
Oh.
Doris takes the pill because Alma is gaslighting her to do it. And please, mommy, we want to be a family again. As I'm puking, going, oh. And Doris takes the pill out of desperation because I know that she feels that that's the only way she's going to be able to love her family. I don't think she gives a shit if she's mediocre. She said, I don't care if I'm normal.
Yeah, the manipulation was so bad.
Yeah.
It was gross. The manipulation was just borderline.
It was just like so I was saying, and I don't know if y'all, I think that Alma should have been a teenager because every teenage mother manipulates their daughter, manipulates their mother, and it would have played much better than a 9-year-old.
I think it should have been her husband. Leave the children out of it.
Yeah.
You know, that's what made the whole thing just so uncomfortable for me was dealing with this, the children. You got a brand new baby, and then you've got this little girl who's for evil as sin, manipulating the mother, and the father's just kind of standing by helpless. Oh no, you can't do that. You can't do that. Somebody should cut your dick off a long time ago too for allowing this mess to happen.
Yeah,
it's like,
fucked up is the word of the week, Deb.
It's like, how did she get so in control of that situation, this little girl? And then, let's talk about what's her face for a second. Not what the fuck's her name? The other bitch is there.
Ursula.
Yeah. Where did this storyline come out of?
Where did this big see you next Tuesday show?
I know.
That was
That's
so
out of nowhere.
Nowhere, exactly. That was
well, no, she was there, but do you remember how the last episode ended with the chief on the blood on the table, and she said to Harry, "We got to talk," and then we never know what happened.
We didn't get anything after that.
It seems so shoehorned in there. It seems so last minute. Character change for her that all of a sudden there was no background to it. There was no build up to it.
Well,
all of a
we
sudden,
know that she's
Ursula
a big see you next Tuesday, and she loves that everyone's taking the pill because she just wants to make a lot of money.
I don't know. I think there's something different with it. I think they're going to use Ursula for something. With
the way that she's looking at Harry, I think she might be into him. Even though she said earlier she likes the men with darker complexions.
I think she's got something. I think she's got something to do with the bigger overall story, not just
his
family.
I think there's more. There's more to her than.
Yeah, well, she might be the ultimate villain.
But it seemed really forced. It seemed really we're lazy writing. Let's all of a sudden, let's use Leslie. Yeah, come over here, Leslie. We're going to use you for this part.
And also, Leslie always plays the same kind of character.
Yeah. I was liking this character a lot.
Yeah,
the first episode that she was in, because it was unique for her. She was really playing it. She was quick. She was witty. It was a great Hollywood type, New York type, storyline. And then all of a sudden, she becomes the evil bitch of the season. And where's the chemist in all this? It's like we get all this background in the last episode of the chemist, and we don't even see her this episode.
Well, not this episode because they're on their way to go see her. And she's bringing the kid with her, and I'm like, something's going on. Is she going to sacrifice this kid to the chemist, or
I don't know. I think this episode really made. We'll see how it wraps it up, but I think this episode alone made the season
you are 100% right. I was just like, oh, you're kidding me. I can't believe it's going this way.
Well, see, that's the thing. It's like,
but you know what? To her credit, she played creepy kid through the roof.
Oh yeah.
But nobody wants to
I don't like
see
it when the kids play creepy kids because I think it messes them up later in life.
It's just nobody wants to see it. Instead of enjoying the episode for the horror that it was, it just made me uncomfortable. I was just really uncomfortable watching the whole thing, and it seemed like this is what I was talking about the first 3 episodes. Why we're wasting this time not moving the story forward? That all of a sudden, instead of moving the story forward, we're going to throw it out the window. It's like the pacing was off on this, the writing was off on this, it was all over the place. It was so haphazard. But instead of focusing on the pacing or on how weird the writing is, let's just be in your face about everything so that you're shocked. I think this is one of their sloppiest episodes.
I didn't think that. I just didn't like the way. I mean, we knew. Unfortunately, I figured something crazy. I mean, we knew Doris was going to be a pale person. We knew that was going to happen. I didn't think that it was going to be Alma who made her become one. I really thought Finn was going to get her to take it. But the fact that Leslie is now in with them, it almost feels like he wants to take over as the maternal figure. But it's
like they used Sarah as this red herring the whole time. We're all waiting for something big to be prolific about Sarah's character, all the this thing, and it was really just a simple, innocent character. If that's how they leave it. For Karen,
Wood is like terrible, horrible people. Oh, we haven't gotten to Karen yet.
If
we're
the
just
whole
on like
season,
the Finn, Ursula, Alma dynamic.
If the whole season was written in this pace and this theme, I think graduating to this kind of horror would have been ready for it. but it wasn't this pacing. It wasn't this. It's like almost like a different story with the same characters. It's like let's just send everything all at once. Just throw everything at you, and just be as. I wasn't even this bothered with like the Pulks in Roanoke. I mean, even that was one of some Ryan's grossest stuff, and it didn't bother me like this episode bothered me. This episode really, like I said, I had to take a shower afterwards. I felt dirty. I felt wrong watching it. Something was really off about it.
However, I have to give Lily Ray some serious props because
that was probably her best episode that she's ever done. It was absolutely amazing. Like I said, that birth scene in the beginning, that birth scene was
episode she's ever done.
Yeah, it was incredible for all of them. This episode was, except for I think Leslie, who I was praising the beginning of this season, was just kind of cartoony now. She's just kind of typical villainess kind of. It didn't do her character any justice, I don't think.
She went from being this, like you were saying, like this New York bossy bitch to suddenly like she's the one in charge.
She was really well written. She was really quippy. She had these great one-liners. I mean, her stuff in the first episode she was in was some of the best written stuff that they've ever written for her. I mean, she was quick and it was funny and it was enlightening. This was just so textbook villainous.
Oh no, we lost Di.
Oh, bye.
Oh no, I'm sure she'll come back. There's probably a problem or something.
See who's David Henry saying Ursula versus Belle next episode. Why? See that's the point. Why? Why is Ursula all of a sudden important?
We don't need both.
We have to have a way to kill her.
We need some background on her. If she's all of a sudden going to be this big villainess and big, in the hoo-ha, we need some information. She can't just be this agent in New York to all of a sudden pop up and know everything and be behind everything unless you give us some background information. And guess what? You gave us an hour worth of background stuff and you didn't touch on this. You just introduced something new. Like the writing is sloppy. The writing is really sloppy.
Yeah, Lily was outstanding. Thought Holden would diss Doris, which he did. He did diss Doris a little bit on her design styles. Yeah. It's not
well,
so yeah, there she is.
I think the manipulation would have played easier if it was Finn doing it to Lily, because she loved him, she loves family, but to allow this little girl to do that's what bothered me so much about this little girl, who I hated anyway, is both of those parents allowing what she was doing. Lily's supposedly still in her senses. She just had a baby. She's trying to be protective of this newborn baby. And she's allowing this little girl to, hey, Di. She's allowing this little girl to.
Hey. Lovely StreamYard.
I wouldn't have bought any of that.
Nothing like my laptop. Like
I said, I wouldn't have bought any of that manipulation. I'd have locked that little bitch up in the closet or something. I'd be like, no, it's not happening. But both parents allowed this mess.
Like I said, one of the things I found funny, because like you said, she was like the one in control of the situation. Well, the fact that Dad told her, he said, if you keep this up or no more pills for you or I'm going to cut you off, that's your last pill. He said that stuff like that to her. So he's in control of the pills. But she's the one that keeps having them to give to people.
I know. Where is she getting them?
He's not in control of the situation. She is.
She's just being a little... see you next Tuesday.
Or
Thanks,
Ursula's got a lot more or Ursula's got a lot more
I love
to do
that.
with it.
Who is more evil? Alma, Ursula, or Belle?
Alma.
Ursula.
Little Satan.
I don't know, but
I think
her brain's not fully developed to understand, whereas Belle is.
I think Ursula's going to kill Alma and then take Harry.
I just want, why Ursula? It makes no sense to these characters.
In my opinion, we didn't get enough background on Ursula, so that's why it's so hard.
Yeah, but it's like selling your soul for Hollywood and all these people who are willing to do whatever they want to do for fame, and she's the epitome of it.
But we didn't get the whole news portion for. I think that the time has passed for her to give us background information. Yeah. We need the finale. We need to wrap up, not give a backstory to somebody.
I said an episode. That's the point of shoulder pads. Yeah, Ursula's going to get eaten.
Good.
I think Alma's going to get eaten.
No, watch. Ursula's going to be the last man standing or some shit for some prolific. I don't know. Who knows? But we'll see. Well, like I said, with it being double feature,
I sold my soul once. It takes a toll.
With it being double feature, we know we got 4 more episodes of a totally different story to figure out how this is all linked together. It's going to be linked together, obviously, in some stupid way. The chemist is an alien. Who gives a shit? You know, it's just stupid. But
Well, that's what she said that. She said that. Angelica did.
But
Angelica
does that
actually
matter?
said it.
Okay, let me ask you this for real. I'm being real. I know you guys love my little soapboxes and love that I get pissed off about all these connections and stuff. But let me ask you a real question. If Angelica was an alien, because we know the aliens are going to deal with the second part, what does that matter to these characters in this story? Why would that even be important?
I can tell you.
I think aliens only has to do with the second part.
Yeah, the second part, you see the President Eisenhower talking to an alien, and you hear in the background, our species is dying. We need to find a way to exist. And this pill and making people do whatever they do is feeding the aliens. I don't know if she's the alien, if she's a descendant of someone, or if all of this is just going to be a big fucking close the book at the end and go once upon a time the end.
What I really would love to see, this is what I would really, really love to see. I would like to be a true Hollywood double feature. 2 stories that have nothing to do with each other. There's no magic link. There's no M. Night Shyamalan thing. Just 2 that make you think when you leave. Why did they put those 2 stories together? Why? I know, exactly. It's just helpful.
Well, because the other one has to do with Roswell and stuff from the 50s. At least that's what we think. Marilyn Monroe, JFK. I mean,
but why is that directly?
Lily's playing Mamie Eisenhower.
But why is all
Amelia
that?
Earhart.
But why is all that directly important to the character story of Red Tide?
Because I think it all has to do with the pill.
And then again, it's a gimmick. That's why I hate this kind of stuff. But it's a forced gimmick that doesn't serve either story.
Maybe we're wrong. We're wrong about everything so far.
I hope so. Yeah.
Other than the fact that
my
we
favorite
know
thing in the world.
a pill
Prove me
person.
wrong. I'll eat crow every day. Prove me wrong. But I'm just saying is.
I hope that we're going to get 2 separate stories.
I do too.
That, you know, this
We're
is
not.
truly going to be a finale of the first part next week, and then we're moving on to something else.
The first episode of Death Valley is about a bunch of current teenagers finding something in Death Valley.
Alien.
And they're running away. So then maybe it goes back and tells the backstory of whatever they found, the alien body or whatever.
I'm hoping that they're not connected.
Yeah.
We know there is because Angelica's in both as the chemist.
So we haven't even done 2 minutes. Go back and do your 2 minutes. We haven't even done our 2 minutes yet.
Okay.
I was ranting for forever.
I mean, it's pretty much okay, so let's do the pros because there were some things that I liked. I didn't like Karen's end story. I think I knew Sarah wasn't going to be in this a lot, even though she had top billing. She was just doing too much. And she had the moment where she realized that I can't get a better life. And she loves Mickey. She's in love with Mickey. So she goes to save him. She eats him. And then I think what we're going to see is that she did her masterpiece on the sand. The question is, was she going to be a pale person or was she going to turn into, a badass?
I don't want to know.
I don't think we're going to know.
I hope they don't tell us. I think they're going to tell us by the painting. I think they're going to show the painting, sure. But I tell you, you're right, Di. That was the best part of the episode, was Karen's story. Karen's story was poetic. It was beautiful.
I loved Karen's story, and I loved the fact that she just said, okay, and now I'm going out, just like a very Greek tragedy.
Yep.
Slit her wrist the right way and went into the water. I enjoyed that part of it.
That was
Why
so
did they have to show that?
I didn't enjoy it. I just felt like, okay, she's doing this on her own terms.
See, that's what I'm talking about.
She's not going to let other people.
No reason.
She had to take the pill or they were going to kill her. So instead, she decided to go out on her own and she took her love with her. Very Romeo and Juliet.
The graphicness of that didn't need
it was pretty disturbing.
I would have preferred that was in my own mind. Well, just watching her from behind or from the back or her facial expressions or something, but show both wrists.
You could say that a bunch of freak show stuff was bad.
Sure.
You could say that Hotel had its fucking moments too. Holy
that's horror, and it's like you ask yourself later in life, it's like, am I built for this anymore? Because when that happened, I was like, God, I couldn't even watch. I was like, damn, that is so much in your face. It filmed really well. It was tough.
I hated the whole thing that happened to Doris with Alma. I really thought that Harry should have been the one that did it. I never watch shows if I know ahead of time there's going to be a child involved playing some kind of a monster. I just don't care for things like that.
Yeah, it's just evil. It really is.
You know, I mean, it didn't feel, and maybe this is me being tainted. This didn't feel like the baby in Murder House. This didn't feel like
no, this
and
is
then I went back
antagonist.
and I realized there's a baby in every single fucking season at some point.
We're not eating them. But we're not having another
we're
child.
We're giving
who
him
is
to
the
Papa
sibling.
Legba. We're giving him
Who
to
is the
Papa
sibling.
Legba. They're dying.
But we didn't have younger siblings eating each other.
No.
Yeah.
It was gross.
Remember somebody said cannibalism somewhere along the way?
But not a young sibling eating a new
I
one.
know. I think it's
Ugh.
as messed up as you do. Trust
Ugh.
me. Oh, David Henry cried when Karen died. It was so
It was
tragic.
beautiful. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
And what I don't understand now is that they killed off all the people that we thought might end up being a hero.
Correct.
I
Correct.
know.
Talk about your red herrings or talk about misdirections. Like, we all thought that Karen was going to be something important, and instead her story was just a nice little package and presented really, really beautifully. And there was nothing wrong with that story. But now we're using these other offhand characters to be.
Or maybe it's a lead into the next
point. There is no hero to this story.
Yeah, maybe.
Or maybe it's just to lead us up to getting to where we can go right into Red Tide and understand why we're going to Red Tide.
You mean?
Or excuse me, Death Valley.
Yeah, Death Valley. Yeah.
Everyone's going to die except the chemist, calling it. Yeah, White Bear. I have a feeling you might be right.
No, I think the chemist has to die.
Yeah.
I think the chemist has to die. I don't know.
She did say that the formula dies with her because she's the only one who knows it.
Yes.
Yes.
Maureen says Karen's death was the best since Liz. It was pretty epic.
It was epic. It was beautiful. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
that was the first thing I said when I thought it was how poetic.
Yep.
It was epic, but it was just so brutal.
It was graphic.
It was tragic. And usually when that stuff happens, it pisses me off. But I wanted Karen out of there as much. I didn't want her to go with Mickey and, become the toast darlings of I didn't want that for her. She didn't want that for her. No. She is the only person that has any kind of a conscience in this whole fucking season.
I actually kind of wish she would allow the pale people to kill her versus, because I think that would have been even a bigger slap in the face. No, because
then it would have nourished them, and she didn't want them to have anything to do with her. She just hated them.
It was really sad. It was sad to watch.
Okay, so I do have a question.
One of the biggest things we had seen since the very beginning was that she was terrified of the pale people.
Yep.
Yeah, but here's the thing. She ate Mickey. Mickey took the pill. Aren't you not supposed to bite somebody who took the pill? Isn't that a huge contradiction?
Well, we don't know. We don't know if there's gifted versus gifted and gifted. We've never seen gifted versus gifted eating each other, so we don't know the effect of that.
Because Finn is like, no, if you're with me, then you can't hurt them.
Yeah, Mickey said the same thing.
I want Alma to go walking through the cemetery and have Lily eat her.
Well, the preview for next episode seems really angry. There's a lot of anger.
Oh yeah,
it's really, really violent.
Well, I think the chemist is going to come to them with an ultimatum, like, clean up your shit or I'm not giving you any more pills, because it's getting out of hand. They were giving it to too many people, and it's getting to be ridiculous.
Yep.
All right, Mel, 2 minutes.
So that's my rant. Let's see here. Austin lives too. It's a play in his head. Yeah, it's very possible.
Possible.
Mel, shoot.
So Julie wants to know who's in the body bag.
Huh?
Oh,
well, I'm sorry. I thought you guys were all done except me.
We'll talk about that. Mel, you get 2 minutes, Mel.
Go ahead, Mel.
No, I enjoyed the episode. I mean, I think it was very, very heavy, very graphic, very dark. But I enjoyed it. Like, that was the first thing that I thought was Karen's scene was poetic, but I thought a lot of this episode was very poetic. The way it played out, it was very Shakespearean with a lot of manipulation in the different storylines and plot lines that played out in the one episode. And I agree, though. I do feel like I wish we would have gotten one more episode or something stretched out a little more, something so that it wasn't tied as quickly together as it was to wrap up the storylines, to finish them out. We would have got a little bit more backstory, a little more information. But honestly, I mean, I thought Karen was going to save the baby. I thought that was going to be very poetic.
Yeah.
Fuck the baby. I'm out of here.
Where's the baby? Where's the baby?
We
now?
don't know what's going to happen
We
to
don't
it.
know
That's-
what's going to happen to the baby. We have no idea yet.
The
So
baby,
let's see
the
here.
baby with the psychos.
When was the last time we saw the baby? Right before Karen took it?
Yeah.
The last time you saw the baby was when it was in the. I thought it was in the bassinet when Lily Ray grabbed the baby and ran outside.
Oh no, that was
No,
earlier.
that was earlier. Never mind.
Oh
That
no,
was-
Lily Ray was trying to kill it with a knife.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But-
and then he took it away.
That was after the Karen stuff, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
All right.
I know I'll get booed for saying this, but I couldn't resist and finally got riffraff courtesy of Lily. Well, riffraff was everybody in this show.
Was the first riffraff were they doing the neck jerking and stuff as this new
You know
one was
what?
doing?
Kinda.
Were they? Okay. Because that was
In
really
Rocky, he was kind of like, come this way, and he would like do that with
No,
his head.
I'm talking about the pale people of AHS.
Oh,
first
it was the
that we
guy,
saw,
the singer
the one-
guy. He was
Was
the
he
main.
doing that the same
Yeah,
way that this guy
yeah.
was doing?
That's the contortionist.
Yeah, because it was
Yeah.
weird. The whole neck jerking and shit last night was weird. I was
Yeah.
So
like,
no, it's not boo, Maureen. It's there's no boos here. We all think different things.
Booze who? Who do I?
Everyone's entitled to their own opinion here.
Yes, she said,
Oh,
I'll
yeah.
get booed for saying this, but I
Give you-
can't resist. We finally got riffraff courtesy of Lily.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Lily was great. Her transformation was great.
Yeah. It was
It was so
It was-
sad.
I like that.
So
so
sad to watch.
I like
I mean, that's probably why they're not going to name the baby.
that. No, no, what?
well, they named the baby.
Well,
Eli.
she
Yeah, but
what
they
do you
don't let
think
you
about
leave the
the-
hospital. See, this is the other thing. They don't let you leave the hospital without naming a baby.
Yes, they do.
Yeah, they will.
But then how
They wouldn't let you go home.
A day or two.
She said, I'm thinking of Eli, but they're supposed to name the baby before you leave the hospital to get the birth certificate.
I thought you can get a birth
They'll
certificate,
find out later.
baby something on baby and the last name, baby Mullins or whatever. I thought you could do that with a birth certificate.
I don't know. Well, all right, here's my rant. I was thoroughly disturbed by the episode on many levels. However, the performances were amazing in this episode. I wanted to strangle Alma so many times. It wasn't even funny. That kid, oh my God. She's, as far as acting is concerned, she's incredible, but you're so annoyed by her, you just want to strangle her.
I wasn't annoyed by her. I was annoyed by the parents allowing what happened. She didn't do anything.
Oh, I know. And I'm sorry, Finn's character this year, he's a bit of a I can't put my finger on
He's
exactly.
weak.
Pussy,
He's a weakling.
pussy.
Yeah, that too.
They used him as like that whole, well, I'll do anything for fame. But
I wanted to like him so much until that last scene with him and Lily.
Yeah, when he's like, I'm going out with a starlet, and you're going to be sitting home.
Oh,
I mean,
know.
it shows how fucked up that this thing makes you.
Yeah.
Because look at Belle, how sweet, and she was so nice. But it's really interesting. Up until the last episode, you kind of wanted everything people were doing, even the bad people, even like the people they were killing. You didn't like them.
More disturbing than the nail gun scene in Cult?
then the what?
The
The
nail
nail
gun.
gun scene in Cult.
Well, see, the nail gun scene in Cult was done off camera, kind of. It was done to
No,
where
it
you
wasn't.
use your. They show the nails going in
You got to see the first two go in.
all the way in. I thought you got to see, see the nail go in.
You got to see the first two go in.
I had to rewatch.
After that,
But
you
the
didn't,
thing
but-
about Cult, though, the thing about Cult is that was a slow burn build all the way up to when you're doing that kind of stuff. It wasn't shocking because you were absolutely with Kai that he could absolutely do that kind of shit. Whereas with this one, it was shocking.
So let's see. The peeps in the comments are talking about what's coming out of the water, and they think maybe it's Karen and she's turning into a mermaid or something. I don't know.
Too complicated.
I don't want to do the whole mermaid thing. I just don't want to go there.
Not even that. You know how we always think this and this and this and this, and it's usually something really down to earth instead of.
There is nothing wrong with the way they left Karen's story. It's finished.
No.
It's finished.
But they did show a boat.
I would like to be doing something where we see her going off maybe as a mermaid or something, just see the tail, something, but then it's like it pans out and it's her painting.
It's not gonna. I don't think that has anything to do with this season.
The only thing we'll see it's the only thing. I don't think we'll see Sarah again. I think we'll see.
I agree, Debbie. I didn't like Mickey without empathy either.
Ooh.
I know. It's like
Mickey without empathy was a big dick.
We didn't have any build on his.
That's the whole point.
Build. He was a dick.
Highlight David's comment.
Then I was like, I don't like him anymore.
What?
Highlight David Henry's comment.
Hold on.
I hope so.
You wonder if Belle
will kill Ursula. Yeah. I think Belle's going to end up being the baddest bitch. I think she's going to kill them all. Her and Austin.
I could see that happening.
I keep going back to the allegory of what this is, and if you're looking at it as fame, and what anybody will do for fame. With each character, where's our end result with that? Does it just become a bloodbath, or are we going back to the allegory of fame and seeing what levels all these people are on?
Blake, I want to see Karen's masterpiece too. I hope we're going to get to see it.
Belle is the leader. We know that. We see that.
Oh yeah, sure.
She's stronger than everybody else. She's wearing something around her neck. Like, I don't know. She just reminds me of like Gaga in a hotel. Like she was in charge of everybody. I mean, she ended up getting it at the end, but who knows?
Her backstory. That was the only one that we got a real true solid backstory on.
Yeah. And I still, even though she's still evil, I am okay with her character.
Yeah, the character's fine. There's nothing wrong with Belle's character. He's one of the highlights.
To Harry and Alma, to Doris and Peter's Griffin. Shut up.
Voice.
Everybody's saying that she's like Meg Griffin. They're saying that Doris is like Meg Griffin in Family Guy.
Oh, it's not that much Family Guy.
Like they pick on her all the time and they call her bad names, and you have to say it with a really strong, and that's also too, they're in Rhode Island, so you have to say it with a really strong Rhode Island accent. I totally get it.
Yeah, Karen's masterpiece is going to be shown and it might be
a message. That's good, Debs.
I think Karen's masterpiece, when we see it, is going to be in Death Valley. Somehow that's going to be part of the connection.
Blaze says, just imagine Alma is the last one standing. Who knows? I think it's really weird that they ended the show with Ursula taking Alma to see the chemist, and she's got this crazy fucking look in her eyes. I don't think she's taking her to meet the chemist, guys. I think she's taking her to kill her.
I think that too.
I think she wants to get rid of her so she can have Harry and get the pills and go back to Hollywood and make a buttload of money.
Does she want to get rid of Alma, or does she want Alma to complete the perfect picture?
I think she wants to get rid of Alma because Alma's a little kid, and she sees how strong she is, and she doesn't like it.
That's what Ursula's character is all about: siphoning the talent to utilize everyone's talent for her own benefit. That's her.
Yeah, and she can't do that with Alma. Alma's going to take her own. She sees Alma as a threat. I think
we ain't got a lot of time to figure it out. So.
But she said, why are you taking me to see the chemist? Why do I have to go? She doesn't want to go. And she says, just like Oliver Twist can make, please, sir, may I have some more?
Yeah, she was.
I had a feeling Mickey was planning on killing Karen, furthering the value of her masterpiece.
Yeah, but he could only kill her if she had to feed on somebody else first.
I know.
See, I don't think the masterpiece makes Karen famous. I think the masterpiece is for us as viewers.
Yeah, just to know that she was actually talented and she gave it up for mankind.
She didn't want the fame. She didn't want anything.
She never wanted the fame.
So I think that's
Blaze. I think we're all supposed to hate Elma.
Yeah, that's the whole point. We're all supposed to hate her.
Well, they did their job.
Who the fuck is Alma?
But it's not hating a character. It's not hating a character like you hate who's a good villain that we don't like him, but we like him.
Kai.
Kai?
Like March.
Oh, I know.
We don't like what he does, but we like him.
Well, because he's charismatic.
You know, or even John Lowe. I mean,
no. Dandy.
You're not right there.
Oh, Dandy. We didn't want to kill Dandy. We were like entertained.
You're like, hey, let's kill some more people if you take off more clothes.
Who's taking off more clothes?
Finn?
Hi.
We got to see Finn in his underwear. That was nice.
We always do.
Didn't you watch Ratchet? He's in his underwear half the show.
I know. That made my viewing. I was very happy during that time.
I'm sure you were.
So I've seen so many things that happen. They're saying that pale people are going to gang up and kill them all.
Maybe that's possible too.
Yeah.
Surprising. But do we have enough story change? I think the next hour is going to be focused on Belle. Belle and the chemist are what we need for the next hour to figure out what their whole.
Well, and Austin is with them too.
Austin? What about Austin?
I think Austin is a side character.
He's a lackey.
Austin is there to
I feel like he's Belle's lackey.
Yeah.
There to complement Bill's character.
Blaze thinks Ursula's the best character Leslie played so far.
In the first 2 episodes she was in, not this other Ursula. I think this other Ursula is just kind of mediocre. She's just really.
Was she Ursula twice?
She's really cartoony this last episode to me.
Oh, you mean in the beginning?
I actually liked her Margaret Booth better.
I was gonna say I liked Margaret Booth way better.
Margaret's crazy.
I thought in Apocalypse she was kind of whatever. In Cult she just gave me the creeps.
In Cult.
She played Meadow. She played Meadow in Cult. She played Meadow in Cult.
Leslie Grossman.
She played Meadow in Cult. Yes.
She was the next door neighbor who was all burned, who screwed out.
Meat Keepers out. Oh, yeah, guys, I gotta go back and watch Cult again.
I hated Coco too.
Coco was annoying.
Everything.
Coco was annoying. Coco was annoying when Coco was in the bunker. Coco was cool when she was actually real Coco, when she was with the food and everything. Cracked me up.
Yeah.
When they were back at the coven, and when they showed her real personality.
We ain't doing Apocalypse. Come on.
This is what looks like. Yeah, love. This is what love looks like. She suicide bombed.
I have to remind that guy about something. Did you want to eat some crow tonight, Michael?
About what?
You said I'm going to eat crow, but I didn't know what it was.
You were going to eat crow tonight.
I'll just say I don't know if we've talked about it on this particular show or not, but how against American Crime Story this year that I was. Let me tell you, Crime Story. Do yourself a favor, go watch the first couple episodes of American Crime Story. Sarah is giving the performance of her entire career. It's possibly we're only 2 episodes in. It's 10 episodes, long season, but possibly this might be Ryan's best writing. It's phenomenal.
I wasn't going to watch it, and I was like, I have some time, and I was grilled to the television. Yeah. When all this was going on, I didn't really pay. It was like I was having fun in my 30s. I really wasn't home watching TV, so I didn't know a whole lot about the whole thing, other than I knew that he had an affair with her. I didn't know the details, and I really love how it's shown through Monica's eyes. And
the fact that they're presenting it as the witch hunt from the jump, and humanizing Bill and Monica, giving them absolute due respect of who they were.
Yeah, so And we're gonna put it. Actually, we're gonna put in the comments, guys. Is anybody watching American Crime Story? Do you want us to do like a special, like let's talk American Crime Story when it's over? It's not over till the second week of November.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys want to talk about it?
A finale or what?
Yeah, just let us know.
Even after this stream processes, leave it in the comments if you guys want us to do a.
Or if you're watching the replay, if you're interested in us talking about that, you guys
really
want to come on and ask questions and talk.
The best thing about this season, if you just want to go into it blind, is just go into to watch Sarah's performance as Linda Tripp. Yeah. It's transformative.
It's incredible.
Ooh, Julie has met Bill Clinton. She's from Little Rock.
Hey.
Hey.
See him naked?
And Connie. I don't know if you know
Oh.
the song I'm talking about. Sweet Connie from American band Grand Funk Railroad. There's a very famous groupie who lived in Little Rock.
Oh yeah.
They wrote 2 songs about her. She just passed away this last year.
Wow. Yeah, it's presented the way it is. It's really good.
But
so
it's
we'll do at least one
worth a try. It's so far. I mean, I was surprised I liked it. Even my husband likes it.
I thought too, because I was so against it. I was sitting there.
Yeah, I was not planning on watching it, but I got sucked in real quick.
Yeah, Adam Kidd loved it. Julie loved it. Afro loved it. Sarah can do it all, Blaze. We love our Sarah.
Are we talking horse? Are we talking crime story or horror story? That all these people love.
No, I think
they're all talking about whether they like impeachment.
Huh?
Julie's so funny. Hell no had Sweet Connie as a substitute teacher. You did? I knew she was a teacher. Julie must be like a little bit younger than. So there's a lady from Little Rock. There's a song called American Band by Grand Folk Railroad that says Sweet Connie was doing her act. She had the old show and that was a natural fact. And that she's kind of what they based that movie, what's Almost Famous on. Almost Famous, Cameron Crowe.
Yeah.
That's kind of who based that character on was Connie.
Huh.
She was like in like the 60s and the 70s, and they wrote songs about her. She went on TV and talked about how this was her life and she loved it. And actually Bill Clinton showed up at the Hilton when she was laying out at the pool one night. But anyway,
yes.
And Blaze's, yeah.
I think you should check it out, Blaze. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. I think
you don't know anything about this story. It's good education too, because they're being very fair the way they're presenting it.
Yeah, so, I'm pretty sure Monica Lewinsky is one of the producers.
Yes, she is.
She is.
They're being very fair. They're not demonizing anybody. All these people are flawed. They're showing flawed. And I was really surprised at how flawed they were showing Monica. How honest Monica must be being about herself, being executive producer on this, because I think the way they're presenting Bill and Monica are equally just human, just equally valuable. Equally, you can put yourself in either one of their positions. There's nothing sinister about any of it. I'm enjoying the way it's written. Absolutely enjoying it.
So Julie used to see her at concerts. Ooh, Julie, sounds like you and I need to have a talk.
Okay, I know we took a turn there, but I wanted.
Yes, and I'm going to have to get going. So I'm just going to rate this episode a 5, and shit show. I'm going to give Sarah a 9.
A 9?
I'm going to give Karen a 9, and the rest of the episode a 5.
Okay.
Okay.
Which I've never rated any episode that low.
I'm going to give the episode as a whole, I'm going to give it a 5. For Lily Rabe's performance, I'm giving that a 9.
Yeah, Lily was good too. I mean, there was little.
No.
So that's where I stand.
I am going to rate it a 7.5 because I very much liked the disturbing nature of the episode. It was American Horror Story, like I've been waiting to see it for a while. And I very much enjoyed the performances, like you guys said, from the various actors this episode.
David Henry wants to know why. So it just, I was just so deflated. to me personally, it's just not. I never had. I mean, there was a whole season that I didn't like most of it, which was Cult, and everybody knows I'm not a Cult fan. But I don't want. This is my entertainment. You can take me to reality, but give me a vampire, give me a hero. I still want to be entertained. I still want to be taken out of my life. You can teach me a lesson and you can talk about how things are bad or fame and fortune, all that other stuff. But this to me was just fell so flat. And but then if you take the 9 for Sarah and my 5, that bounces out to a 7.5.
Yeah, because that's how I feel. For me, it was so disturbing. The whole thing was just so disturbing. But
See, it was
Lily Ray's performance was incredible in this.
No, there
episode.
there was like 3 or 4 good things about this episode, but I don't like super disturbing. I'm just not that kind of person.
Yeah. I
know, it's not for everybody. Like, like Clockwork Orange, not for everybody. It's
I don't fault the in your face of it as I don't fault that as a storyline. The biggest thing that I have been grading this season on is the allegory of fame, because I think that's what the story they were trying to tell us. So how well are they doing that? That's how I've been rating the episodes. And I have to say, looking at each character individually and the performances that they gave it individually, I think that is carried forward. I think we're seeing what fame does to people. We're seeing what the greed does to people and how it was. The thing that I'm going to fault the episode for is the pacing and the writing style. I think was really lazy. I think it was crap this episode. So I give it a 6 just because of that. I think that hurt this episode really bad, the pacing of it. But I think they are telling the story that they want to tell if you really dissect it, sit back and think about it, about the allegory of fame and da-da-da. So they haven't dropped that. So I give credit for that.
Yeah, see, I don't like dark and haunting. I wanted there to be mermaids and vampires and mystical creatures.
I don't know, like this episode was, to me, was good because it took me back to Asylum days. It was
very but Asylum was even more palatable to me than this.
It was just more mental, is what I'm saying, more mentally dark.
Yeah. It was just, honestly, it was too dark for me.
Yeah, there was some dark stuff that I thought was in your face.
Because Asylum gives you dark, but you get so entwined in the story you want to know. This, I didn't have enough. I mean, like I said, they didn't have to have a little kid. I really just have a problem with children doing these things. A teenage daughter would have been absolutely perfect because they always torment their mothers. Okay. They're old enough almost to be, grown-ups. They're not little children.
That was the whole point. We were supposed to, because we still don't know what happened in the final episode, but maybe we were supposed to be disturbed. You know what I mean? This little girl plays creepy to a T. So, I mean,
be careful what you wish for. I don't know. I was really into it, and this kind of just really made me go, yeah.
Alma, in my opinion, and I can't believe I'm going to say this because you know how we all feel about Jenny Reynolds, but damn.
Yeah, I mean, it's everybody. That's just me personally, Maureen and David, and you guys. If this is, I just had trouble with it from a mental standpoint. For me personally, I'm a sunshine, flowers, and roses girl. You guys all know I'm always the optimist, and I would rather have unicorns and rainbows. But and what I get into at AHS is the story, and this story going down that path to me was just not entertaining.
I think we did first in the finale because I think it's gonna be really in your face. But pull everybody up. What was everybody saying? We saw B's rave.
So let's see.
B was on last night.
We got 9.2. Adam gives it a 9.6. Okay. White Bear gave it 8.2 out of 10. Julie gave it an 8. Debbie gave it an 8 out of 10, even though she thought it was brutal. B gave it a 9.3 out of 10.
B's crazy.
I know, right? Okay, and Blaze gave it a 7 out of 10, but Karen got a 10 out of 10.
Hey, Debbie. Ding dong.
Let's see.
Delivery.
Okay. Maureen respects the ratings. However, she loved it. She gave it a 9.75.
Yeah, and that's great. I mean, everybody should have their own thing. I was just really into the story, and I loved where it was going, and it just took such a bad U-turn for me personally. That's all.
Yeah.
Well, I think Ryan viewers, I won't say fans necessarily, Ryan viewers, people who watch his shows, tend to watch for very different reasons. It's really interesting. Like Di watching this kind of horror, but she watches it because of Ryan Murphy,
like a soap opera.
Yeah,
like trying to figure it out. I got well, Coven was what hooked me.
That's why I said that, Deb, because Alma is a really good child actor, and we're Jenny Reynolds fans all the way.
I'll dance a rainbow with you too. He says, "I'll dance a rainbow with you, Di."
They need to put both of those little bitches in the sewer or something.
So
drop them in the well.
And you know what? Hopefully, this will change when we see what else is going to happen.
That's the thing. We're not done yet.
This is just for this particular episode. It could change.
Even next week is not. We need to go through episode 10 to see what their whole point of this whole mess.
Oh, David Henry, did you watch Asylum? Jenny Reynolds is in Asylum.
She just some little side character that's evil and killed a bunch of other little kids.
Yeah, but she's so great.
No, she's.
I mean, she's whatever to me. She's like kind of to me. It was just like a diversion, but
exactly. It was.
David Henry, that's who Jenny Reynolds is. She's in Asylum. So if you want to find out, I don't know if you've seen season 2.
There's your answer, that guy.
Asylum or so.
Candygram.
Let's bring in Anne Frank. That's smart.
Well, but that was connected to Arden, so that made sense to me. Anyway, we're going to the whole nother way. Oh yeah, the Devil Girl, LOL.
Again, my God.
You actually reviewed Asylum during COVID, so.
Asylum was hard to watch, but it's a lot of people's favorite season.
Mm-hmm. It's in my top 3.
Every time I go to different places that rank it in different groups or whatever, Asylum is always 1 or 2.
Yeah.
Always.
Did we finish Coven?
No, we never finished.
We never started.
No, we went as far as Freak Show. That's as far as we went.
Oh. Anyway, so I'm gonna get going, gangs. You guys can finish up.
Does anybody else have anything left to put in?
No,
I think that about wraps it up. Yeah. So I want to say we love you. We love you for being here. We will see you guys in the next one.
Don't eat babies.
Comment, share and subscribe. Be kind to yourself and be kind to someone else because they deserve it too.
Don't.
All right, guys. We'll see you next week.
Don't eat babies.
Keep your dog's balls.
Y'all want to meet at the fudge shop for a snack? Ice cream shop in the background. Oh yeah, I would love to go to the ice cream store.
Good night, guys.
Bye.